but no one is safe here, even on winner's side.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Sonix versus MuteAce. Starting off your top 8 of EugeneBound. Let's get it.
Yeah, starting off on small battlefield. I like the idea here, you know, try to keep the option of camping. They both know they get a lot from the space, and they feel like the match could last forever. As we see here, we finally got our first
right now,
hit.
they are definitely testing the waters here to see what each player is due. That kind of shows them as a player they're, you know, reactive. They're not going to, you know, take too much risk here. It, you know, took a while to get here for a reason, and that wasn't from too many reckless plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have to take your time, especially in this set. I can see this one going the distance, both game-wise and time-wise. As Sonix has started racking up damage here pretty quick. One thing that I feel like MuteAce is going to struggle with in this set is just keeping up with Sonix's movement, just because of how fast he is. And there it is, taking the first stock, only 27% on Sonix.
It was exactly what you were talking about, just like in terms of that movement. And I think that's what makes Sonix such a scary character, right? Because you have to be able to deal with that ground speed. You're going to be able to prevent your opponent from landing there, especially sort of center stage. And because of your speed, you don't even need to have that center stage control as much as you do other characters.
Absolutely. As we say, though, they are just going to hang out around center stage. Just take your time, enjoying it, you know. Now we're going to see the classic of this kind of Sonix. Run out, dash in, get a few hits, kind of run out. Kind of lives his life by the nickel and dime. Knows when not to overextend. I mean, he's been at the top of his game for so long now. I feel like he's really optimized his advantage state. He knows when to stop.
Like the punishes are happening when they need to. The approaches are very methodical. Okay, trying to catch with the smash attack there. We got a little bit more of a trade. MuteAce kind of, you know, messing with those floats, just waiting for something to happen here. But, okay, get up attack was a little risky.
Holding down center, Sonix just taking his time. He took a lot of damage from interaction, knew he didn't need to. All right, ledge trap situation, not going to find it. Go for the dash attack a little late. MuteAce able to shield it in time, gets dash attack of his own, not going to kill Sonix quite yet. But that trade will do the trick, and now the stock count is even despite a 100% lead for Sonix.
Now, in terms of making up that difference here, Sonix, you know, being slippery as he is, like slathered up in butter, the slippery, you can't catch this man.
Yeah, no, that's a struggle here. MuteAce is gonna have to really rely on those projectiles to find that opening, and then when he finds that opening, he's gonna have to make it count, which Peach obviously can do. We say the float cancels, all that stuff. Peach can make it happen. It's just gonna take a while to get in there. But of course, as I say that, he's done a really good job of racking up damage on Sonix, keeping this game one well within reach.
MuteAce with a solid call out off of the check there. Like I felt the good amount of hesitation, you know, just waiting for that critical moment here. And now suddenly where MuteAce was behind, taking an extreme lead, 73% and racking up, almost able to take it off the side. And that's game one.
And what did I just say about making it count? I mean, made it count in droves just from the time I said that. It is fully swung to a full stock lead for MuteAce. Sonix on last hit. MuteAce hitting here at the ledge, gonna tech that, hanging out, ledge trap situation once again. Sonix gonna rise with the back air, keep MuteAce away from him a little bit, find his way back to ledge, and now we're back to this scary neutral. Sonix gonna run with the grab, get him off stage, try to chase him down a little bit. MuteAce expending all the resources, not gonna matter. That back air is gonna kill, and all of a sudden, it's last stock.
And 152% thread the needle, but man, it is hard to do when you have like 3 actions that you can do within a second. MuteAce taking game one. Oh, what a shift in momentum that was.
And that's why MuteAce is scary, despite not having like all the resources to keep up with Sonix speed-wise. More than makes up for it once you get that opening. You can just do everything you want. You can just mash the C stick on Sonix, and you're just gonna get all that damage. You're gonna throw turnip. You can get 0 to 80 immediately, and then he's in like the worst position possible. Right. You put him in the middle. You put him in the middle seat really fast.
All right, going to PS2, having a little bit more room with the duo plats. All right, both players taking a breather, not immediately going back in here. Taking a sip, stay hydrated, y'all.
Patient inside the game and out, I like to say, you know. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. I mean, listen.
It's also hot in this venue.
Oh, it's yeah.
The amount of glasses of water I have consumed today is kind of concerning. But back here to the match, PS2 and MuteAce with an explosive start.
Very explosive, already at 31 and continuing the string as well. MuteAce, making me eat my words a little bit, has really had no trouble keeping up with Sonix for the last count on the 2 stocks and counting, pending the third if he can close this one out. But Sonix on stage is always scary, but MuteAce has done such a good job keeping him away. Forward smash not going to connect this time. And now Sonix holds on to center, just going to try and find an opening. He knows how hard it is to get in against MuteAce, even as Sonix.
Okay. Like, Sonix has been able to kind of control the tempo a little bit more here, but that was kind of after MuteAce already did quite a bit of damage here. There's going to be a lot of lethal trays. That back air is going to be a big factor here. We see Sonix being really careful. It's like, how am I going to, you know, approach this on the diagonal here? Forward air is going to close it out for the first stock. Yeah.
Speaking of diagonal, just straight to the top left blast zone. Oh my gosh. Great kill from MuteAce there. Only taking 62 as well. I mean, Sonix can kill you in a lot of different ways, but 62, you don't feel too scared sitting at that percent here, you know? Oh my gosh. Turtle's gonna find a huge opening though for MuteAce. Just again, has been so dominant this game. This is some of the best I've ever seen MuteAce play.
Yeah, and in terms of like characters you want to be very careful about getting grabbed, man, it's Peach's throws in terms of like the set angle. Like, it gets very, you know, minor differences depending on the percent, but it's one of those characters that just ends up getting one of those, you know, true confirms right from, I think it's specifically down throw, and even at the highest percent. But okay, Sonix here, good spot here, trying to, you know, kind of threaten MuteAce. Works out, taking that stock, but gotta make up that difference, right, Bida?
Yeah, no, has a bit of a mountain to climb, and MuteAce content to take his time to find the approach, because he's gonna get it regardless. It feels like he's been able to get them at will almost this set. Sonix has been it feels like MuteAce is kind of playing Sonix's game a little bit, and it has so far been working.
Okay. Sonix's game looking a little scary here as the back air to the face. MuteAce maintaining that stock lead here, you know, kind of going for the float, avoiding here, doesn't need to approach anymore.
Oh, MuteAce is kind of hanging out in the corner, just doesn't want to get too scared. They're looking for a stray hit in air while Sonix is running around trying to find an opening of his own. I mean, you have so many safe, fast options. You might as well throw them out just to try and clip somebody, especially when you can just like confirm that into another move and get another 30% out of it.
All right, Sonix, you know, having to be that risk taker just because of the stock down here. Ooh, trying to do the spin dash just a little too close to MuteAce. MuteAce, you know, kind of, you know, going for the empty hop there. Testing things out, catching the nair into the turn up. More damage is being done. Once we see around that 120% mark, that's when I feel like back air is going to get scarier and scarier.
MuteAce just kind of hanging out over here. Threatening with that float cancel back air. Such a fast and quick option. And it'll send Sonix flying away too. So Sonix, as aware of it as ever. Just being careful, trying to find this opening. Another back air there. Just at the very least, like Sonix, I mean, he can rack up the percentage very suddenly, but he never does it all at once. It feels like it's a very slow, like very slow pace to get from 0 to 80 to like that 120. But the thing is, it never feels like he's totally out of it. You know, you've seen Sonix come back from some of the craziest deficits possible.
Oh, if anything, like if this ends up being another game down to MuteAce, that's when I'm going to be, like if I was MuteAce, the most scared to be playing against Sonix. These games are going to go longer. They are going to be harder. Like at the moment, very close here for MuteAce. Possibly you're going to be able to take this, trying to fake out here with the flow cancels, able to get the down tilt, sending at the nastiest angle and catching with the nair.
Phenomenal awareness of where Sonix was going to land. Just pops up there, full hop nair. Maybe a little more aggressive than MuteAce playing the rest of that game too. Just saving that trap card for the very end, I feel like. That was really smart from MuteAce. I feel like that's going to be something Sonix going to have to watch out for this next game, that MuteAce isn't always just going to be passively looking for that stray hit. Sometimes he will just get up there and get at you.
Yeah. Yeah, take a sip of water. I just took some time to get my own H2O. Okay. Returning to good old PS2. Stage not an issue here. Fan favorite. or you might hate it. I know a lot of people have some strong feelings about this stage.
Yeah, it depends on the person you ask. I feel like it is a comfort pick for so many players. That's why you see Pokemon Stadium 2. That's why you hear so many people call this the only stage in the game, because you're so used to seeing it. So it's rare when a set starts on something that isn't PS2. It just benefits so many characters in equal ways. I mean, it's just even. The blast zones are decent. Everyone's pretty happy with it. I do feel like I like the pick from Sonix here to just give himself more space to run around. It didn't work out the last game, but I definitely think that will be a deciding factor as opposed to game one.
Yeah, just kind of like that tie back in, right? You know, we were talking about how if Sonix ends up in a situation being down 2 games, the game's going to slow down a bit. When you have more space to work with, Sonix kind of has a little bit more free range. Now, mind it be, in terms of the trades here in neutral, Sonix just narrowly avoiding that last interaction, but you see the grab. It's going to go into a confirm. The damage is still rising on Sonic's side. Sonix has not been able to find that % lead.
Not yet, but he's getting very close to it here. Has started to change up something in his playstyle, get a little bit more... getting in there a little more. If nothing else, I feel like he's just finding more of this game compared to the last game, which is good. I mean, it's when Sonix gets a lead, it's going to be even scarier because you don't have as much desperation. You are even more incentivized to camp than Sonix, I feel like, normally is.
Like what I'm going to say right now, like, I am fully ready for this to go to time, just because it's like, yeah, you're losing interaction after interaction here. You have to get that % lead here, and then I feel like Sonix is just going to completely disengage.
Entirely possible, yeah, especially if you take his first stock. This will definitely be the longest game of the set so far. I mean, Sonix has plenty of time to adapt, especially the way he plays. I feel like, you know, he'll have plenty of time just to kind of see how MuteAce is choosing approaches. Speaking of choosing approaches, chooses the right time to throw out that back air. Sonix takes some time on the Angel platform, figuring out what he needs to recalculate as MuteAce takes the lead again.
Oh no, a horrible SD there. This is top 8 taking a second here to, you know, take a breath. All right, yeah, that definitely hurt a lot of the momentum that Sonix was building up here, now being down 2 stocks when it was looking ever so difficult. This winner semifinals is looking like it is going to be a crazy incline here for Sonix.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be tough. Oh, MuteAce barely making it back to the ledge there, just using the full range of those magnet hands. And going to make it back, still holding on at 161. Sonix not dissuaded at all, just going to still hang on to this play style. Knows what works, knows what's got him to the point he is, to the player he is today. No need to abandon that ship now. But MuteAce finds another big opening, making a lot happen. Sun's already at 45 as the number continues to rise. Tries to chase him down forward as he lands, forgoes the ledge. Oh my God, tomahawk grab. Oh,
and
yeah, can't be happy about that, but that is going to be the end of the first set. Anticlimactic way to go out, but don't let that take away from how well MuteAce played. Totally deserving of that spot in winners finals that he just claimed for himself.
Yeah, and you know, with Sonix, this is a really rough spot to be in. It like, you can't help but sympathize with the player when things like that ends up happening. And obviously, we're not seeing the last of Sonix here. Still going to have that loser's run, but probably, you know, meeting that loser's run a lot earlier than expected. But shout out to MuteAce securing that spot, as you were saying. Wow.
Good set.
Good set.
Good play from MuteAce. Yeah, that was sick, dude. I feel like just from that one moment in game 1, it felt like he was just struggling to get an opening. And as soon as he found that one opening, I don't know what he exploited or what he changed in his brain, but I've seen MuteAce do this a lot, where all of a sudden he just decides, oh, I can just win the set, it's fine.
I think it was like kind of coming back to what you were talking about with the recent, or I think we might have talked about this before we ended up starting the block here, but it's just like MuteAce in terms of like performances against Sonic in like recency. MuteAce was looking a little bit better. Over set history, however, a little bit more Sonic's favored. So maybe we're seeing, you know, the table turning a little bit.
Maybe, yeah, the tide's starting to change. That's 2 in a row, I believe, now from MuteAce. Into set history a lifetime. But story's not over yet. We have plenty more Ultimate to be played. That was just our first set, ladies and gentlemen, and I think it's only going to get more exciting from here as we are going to get into our next set, which is going